Oh, right. Happy National Umbrella Day. Okay. It's today, and there's only one of these. Okay, it's not like some of those in the first. There was a couple in first semester that there were two of them, like 2 chocolate days or something like that. And I think that's a racket, but what do I know? So today we're going to do a little review. I got a couple of slides that I want to go over. If we want to go over homework questions and answers, that's fine too. That's all great. Thursday is your test. Okay? So your test is going to be 4 pages long. Okay? But there's only 2 problems per page. Okay? So there's 4 triangles that you have to solve. There are 2 word problems that you have to do, and then there is 1 nasty extra credit problem at the very end. So that's what Schmeling said. The extra credit problem was too easy, so I threw it into the old ChatGPT, and ChatGPT kicked out this thing, and I'm like, ooh, I like that. So, okay, all right. Any procedural questions? So then tomorrow, just as an FYI, tomorrow we're going to talk about navigation angles. And so tomorrow we're going to blow your minds, because tomorrow there's going to be 4 different ways to name the same angle. Okay? So, just so you know.
Wait, is that this?
No. No, that's the next student. Yep. Okay? All right, let's do it. So here's our 2 warm-ups. Find the length of the longest diagonal of a parallelogram with sides 3 and 4, and one of the angles as 70 degrees. And solve the triangle with angle P is 62 degrees, side P is 7, and side Q is 8. And Mrs. Galligan would love to solve all of these problems for you right now.
No. No, because so this is just basically you're splitting it in half. So that should, the other side should be 35.
So the biggest angle in the parallelogram then is going to be 110 degrees. Because remember, consecutive angles in a parallelogram are supplemental. Okay? So then this becomes the law of cosines here to solve this one for x. So we would get here that x squared is equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared minus 2 times 3 times 4 times the cosine of 110 degrees. And then we simply type that into our calculadora. I'm going new document and calculator. 3 squared plus 4 squared minus times 3 times 4 times cosine 110. I get there that then is 33.2085, but that is x squared, so we need to square root that. So I get here that the longest diagonal is 5.763. Did we have a label? We did not have a label. Good on that one. Okay? Second one is an angle side-side case, so we definitely do need to check the height. Okay? So this is going to be, the height is 8 sines of 62 degrees. That gives me a height of 7.06358. So therefore, no triangle is formed. Come on, work for me, bottom row. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? What flavor? No additive, no, nothing, no like.
It's dairy free.
Oh, how can you have dairy-free yogurt?
Because I hate tummy aches.
No, but I'm legit. Yogurt is dairy, like so. You know what I mean? It's like
Is it made out of, like coconut?
Is it made with like soy milk or almond milk or?
It's got high almond. This one's soy.
Soy. Okay.
I get almond ones too.
Okay. I get that some people are what is called lactose intolerant, but yeah.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. Next one. 2 lighthouses are known to be 20 miles apart on a north-south line. So let's think about this. There's been a lot of questions about how do we draw the triangles for these word problems. Well, it says right there that the lighthouses are on a north-south line, so I would draw a north-south line, which would be vertical. North is up, south is down, so I would definitely draw myself a north-south line for lighthouses. And then I would go back and I would label it. So we've got lighthouse 1 and lighthouse 2. Okay, that's where they are. Okay. The northern tower measures an angle from the ship to the south lighthouse to be 105 degrees, while the southern lighthouse measures the angle from ship to the northern lighthouse to be 35 degrees. How far is the ship from each lighthouse? Okay. Northern lighthouse measures the angle from the ship to the south lighthouse. So the angle from the ship to the south lighthouse is this angle right here at 105 degrees. Because it said so. From the ship to the south lighthouse. Ship to the south lighthouse. Ship to the northern lighthouse is 35 degrees. It is asking us to find how far the ship is from each lighthouse. So we need to find X and Y. Okay. What else do we know? Lighthouses are 20 miles apart. What else do we know?
The last angle is 40 degrees.
40?
40.
Yep. Okay. Which one do you want to find first? X. Okay. So set me up an equation for X. Sine of 40 over 20. And the other one would be the sine of 40 over 20 is equal to the sine of 105 over y, correct? Okay. Find me X and find me Y. Would I accept, let's switch roles here. Would I accept 17.847 and 30.054 as my answers? Just that. Why not? Okay, so would I accept 17.847 miles and 30.054 miles? Just that. Of which is which, exactly. Okay? So because it says it from each lighthouse, and each lighthouse is different, we have to determine which number goes to which lighthouse. Okay? So if this were a problem, let's say on Thursday, and you just gave me the numbers, I would mark it wrong because you didn't label that it's from the northern one or from the southern one.
What if you clearly labeled the two sides as X and Y?
Is it in the answer?
And then you said
Is it in the answer? If it's not in the answer, it is not. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go back and search for which one that you want. Okay? Alright? You have to be clear as to which one on problems like this that you're talking about. Okay?
We have to write out just like things like that.
Hmm?
We have to like write out
That, I mean, I don't really consider that a sentence. But I want to know what X and Y, you know what I mean? Because we never defined anywhere what X and Y was. So you got to tell me which one you're going to. Okay? All right. Floor is open for homework questions. Number 10. All right. So number 10 has, you've got a tower coming out of the side of a hill. And that hill is at a 6-degree slope. Which means that that angle right there is 6 degrees. Okay? My tower is not very straight. There, now my tower is straight. Okay? So if that angle is 6 degrees, then what's this angle? That one right there. 84? Yep, 84. If that angle is 84 degrees, what's this angle down here? That's going to be a 96 degree angle right there, right? Okay. Now a guide wire is what's attached to the top of a pole to keep it vertical. Okay? So what this problem is saying is that you've got this guide wire that comes down here, and that is anchored 75 feet down the hill from the base of the pole. Then you've got another one that comes uphill, and that is also anchored 75 feet up the hill. Okay? Right? You know that the pole is 100 feet, so you need to find the two red lengths, because you're the project manager and you got to figure out how much 1.5 inch cable that you got to get for this tower. Actually, that's probably going to be more like 2-inch cable, so it's pretty thick stuff. Okay? Do you want me to finish it off, or are you good from there?
I got it for there.
Okay. Other questions from the homework? Yes, ma'am. Sure. Okay. So with number 9, we've got 2 observers 600 feet apart observing a flagpole. Okay. The angles of elevation from the observers to the top of the pole are 19 and 21. Those should actually be reversed, but that's okay. It truly doesn't matter which one is which. Okay? And you are asked to find the height of the pole. Okay? So if you know that the bottom or the base angles are 19 and 21, what is this angle up in here? How about 140? The whole thing. Because then I can use the 600. Okay? 71 would just be a part of it. Okay? The other one then would be what? 69, I think. Yep. 69. Okay? But I can't use the 600 and I don't have a side link. So now I've got the law of sine set up so I can find either one of those red sides, then go back and use SOHCAHTOA to find the height. Other questions from the H to the Dubs? Number 8, doing that whole page. A ship travels 60 miles due east. Well, due east is straight out to the right. Okay? So this would be the departure point. And then this went out 60, right? Okay? Then it said that it adjusted its course 15 degrees northward. So that angle right there would be 15 degrees. Which means that this big angle here is how much? 165? It traveled 80 miles on that one. It's asking you to find, so right now, the ship is here. Okay? And let's say their engine failed. Okay? So they put out a call to the Coast Guard saying, hey, we're at this point, this is what we did, come get us. Okay? Right? And so what they're asking, and the Coast Guard's not going to follow their same pattern, they're going to go right to it. So it's asking you to find the length of that red side. Okay. Other questions? So what I have now then is I will hand out your formatives from last week Friday. I have those corrected, get those back to you. So you can be working on fixing those. From walking around just now looking at your homework packets, some of you have a lot of work to do on your homework packet. Some of you just have a couple of things to finish up or tweak. Okay?